the final countdown to launching the DAO, we launched the DAO, but transitioning the DAO leadership to all of you and the King's Council for the voting and all of the members for the contribution and the proposal. So let's get this thing rocking and rolling. First off, welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us in this week's AMA about transitioning to the DAO. If you did not see, just a little tidbit, we did join the New Year's Eve party in, I believe it was Crypto Voxels. I fell asleep, I apologize. And did y'all see X-Man dancing? There is a clip, I believe it was either in the Discord or on Twitter. Hilarious. That was a rockin' good time. So I am super excited for that. This year is going to be amazing for all the zombies. So this week will be a little bit different. I don't know if any of you know, but one is expecting a baby. So we are going to give him the grace to build cribs, etc. right now. And I will be taking over this AMA. We are going to talk about the DAO transition and what that is going to look like. So we have up here Mr. Mohawk, who I believe is also streaming to YouTube. Thank you for that. And we've also got Mr. Mayor, Ghost Mayor, who is going to be pushing buttons because, as I have said before, Discord is a little bit like Slack on crack for me, and I don't know where the buttons are. It actually took me a couple minutes just to get to the stage. So he is going to be administrating and moderating for me. And DeMarco, welcome. So this is a fun time. So normally we go over all of the stats. One of the stats that I see is that our keys just hit 100 ETH, and my Twitter is attached, which is also verified and over 50,000 members. So we have applied again for verification. Hopefully this time it will speed through. That will be amazing. We are listed on Rarity Tools, getting that dialed in with all of the traits. That is also amazing. And we have I have some interviews and some media appearances next week. So we will be driving people to the club. I'm a little nervous. I never get nervous. That's hilarious. But this is like, I'm used to being like the support arm, the queen, not running it. So the DAO, let's talk about the DAO and the King's Council meeting on September 10th. So if you have not already acquired a king or minted a king, I would do so. It's going to be fire. So we will be coming up with committees and different guilds and architecting all of that. And then the kings are going to vote. So the way a DAO works is a little backstory for those of you who are not really understanding what a DAO is. It basically means that leadership for our Billionaire Zombies Club is going to transition to the masses. So people can volunteer to take on different roles and different duties. And we are creating a bounty program so that everyone is rewarded for their contribution. So we have also, by the end of today, I should be able to post. I will ask Mayor to post. I don't know exactly how to post. I have skins for YouTube and Twitch that are Billionaire Zombies Club. So for those of you who are interested in creating video content, you will now have branded skins in order to do that and be more attractive, gain a higher audience share. We are integrating some tech to do when we do our AMA club after AMA Clubhouse, that will also stream to Twitch it might stream to Twitch, but also Twitter Spaces and maybe YouTube as well. So we're getting that technology dialed in. Think about what it is that you are good at and how you might like to contribute and what kind of ideas you might have. Because once we finalize the King's Council meeting and we have that meeting, we are going to have a way for you to submit proposals and things that you'd like to do and things that you'd like to work on. We should have the affiliate program up and running within the next couple of days. That will allow you to register on billionairezombiesclub.com. Those of you who have seen my socials, if you click on my link in bio, I use a tool called SociaTap. And that will allow you to have the Billionaire Zombies Club in there. You can use your affiliate link, and wherever you are on social with your link in bio, you can have all of your stuff up there. You can even post your collections in there. You can do all sorts of things. It's awesome. And it's kind of a one-stop shop. So then when they go, you can tell them exactly what to do. And you can put your affiliate links in there. So that should be up and running in the next couple of days. It's just being dialed in and tested right now. So the registration form isn't up, but once it is, we will put that up. What else do we have going? So, Mayor, you want to remind me of the agenda?
Yeah, we're just mainly focusing here on the DAO. We kind of touched a little bit on it. We need to iron out a lot of those details and kind of what each community or committee is going to look like and whatnot. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to. Oh, go ahead.
Okay. You reminded me. Thank you. So some of the types of committees that we're going to have, just to give you an overview, right? There will be a social media street team. That's going to be a committee, and there will be bounties for those things. We also are going to have a tokenomics committee. We're going to have a investor relations committee. We're going to have a game design committee. So people who are good at certain things, like some of you are crypto investors. That's your jam, right? You just hold a lot of zombies, and you know a lot of people who have a lot of ETH or a lot of Bitcoin. So under the investor relations committee, you are going to get rewarded for bringing those people into the project or introducing them. Other things, like if you have connections with exchanges, and we're at the point where the tokenomics will figure out exactly how we want to get that done. And when it's time to list on exchanges, and you introduce us to an exchange and we end up getting on that exchange, then you'll get a bounty for that. So basically, this is a play to earn. Before the game comes out, you're going to have massive opportunities to contribute and earn BZC token, which those are, I think, really important to our community to start getting those things in circulation and transactions and having use for that. Other committees are going to be things like in media and conferences. Like, I'm not the only speaker, right? I do speak all over the world. I've been handling all of that, but I know that there are several other people in our community who are also great speakers. So, helping you create a speaker sheet and getting you booked on stages so that I don't have to do all the traveling, especially since we are such a global international community, having people in Australia, having people in Japan, having people in Singapore, having people in Asia, having people in India, there's all of these other opportunities to have representatives on stages talking about the project. So that particular committee, we will end up putting together a few different speaking topics and decks that you guys are going to be able to use. And then, you have a couple of slides about who you are, and then you can talk about the project, and it's all like vetted and approved and actual numbers and things like that. But that will give people an opportunity to speak on stages about the project as well. My girlfriend taught me a line when I was doing these little when I first started really speaking all over. She calls it the 20-minute pickup line. So we're going to have some of those, and those are great for like networking lunches, things like that, where they're short presentations, and then we'll have some keynotes in there as well. And so, like I said, there's going to be a lot of different opportunities for everyone in the community to participate however they see fit and whatever is based on their skill set. And I know we had a bunch more ideas for communities. So, yeah, Mayor, what else were we going to talk about? And thank you for being my trapeze net. I truly appreciate it.
Yeah, no worries. I know a lot of people had questions regarding the game and layout and time and whatnot. And I had an opportunity yesterday to actually meet with one poet in person. Got to see the actual game design, some of the graphics on it and stuff, and it is going to be way cool, guys. So just know that is in the works, and we want to deliver a solid product to the entire community. Not just some half-ass, piece of work that these guys put out. These guys have been doing this a long time. So just have some faith and have some patience. But this is all this leading up to the DAO and the bounties. We'll make it fun and exciting till the game releases and give us an extra opportunity to earn money along the way. So I think that's huge. For us as a DAO.
And then that earning money on the way, obviously, there are some people who have keys, and they may only have a key, for some reason. And so they may have only gotten dropped 200,000 tokens and they need another 50,000. This play to earn procedure will allow them to earn some more tokens. But also on the keys, we have decided, the core team has decided that it is actually more fair for every single 2D key to be able to mint one king at 250,000. And we know that we said we were only going to keep that open until the 30th, but we decided as a team that we were going to leave that open permanently. We are still trying to identify who these key holders are who are holding keys, but they're not on Discord, right? So part of this amplification and being able to get a lot more social media street team out there is to also give awareness to the people who have keys in their wallets who didn't even know that they had keys in their wallets. So that is also going to help us. We have 1,000 keys, so get to that 1,000 because there's only 700 and something minted right now, and so that will help us bring those people into the fold as well. So we are going to leave that open. It is also going to increase the value of those 2D keys that have not been minted yet for kings. So that's also kind of a good thing when it comes to pricing and things like that. And welcome, Crypto Jesus.
And speaking of the floor key price on the 2Ds, they're already up to 0.45 as of this morning.
Awesome. Awesome. And, honestly, I think as we get closer to moving into the DAO and the full transition, I think you guys are going to see those prices going up because the value is really, when you have kings, you have actual decision-making power in the future of what we're doing and how we're spending our BZC treasury, which and how we're going to increase. There is an entire team, that tokenomics team, like I said, is actually going to be contributing on how are we going to drop some zeros on that? How are we going to increase the value? I'm definitely putting lawyers on that team and things like that because we want to make sure everything is fully legally compliant and done properly. It's been set up perfectly so far, so we want to keep it on that. And so that's going to be a really fun project. So we also have some giveaways. This is probably going to be short because I don't talk that. I talk more on Clubhouse, but Crypto Jesus, we are going to go on Clubhouse afterwards and have some giveaways. Do you want to mention what those are and tell people how they can join?
That's actually Mayor or DeMarco.
Yeah, I can dial in. I was going to post. I'll post a link to Clubhouse. But yeah, we have two member giveaways today. Dilly and Blade Zombie are giving out. They've been running a contest for a week or so on Twitter Space and various other channels like Instagram and such. But we're going to be announcing those at the end of the Clubhouse today with Zombie Mama and myself.
Awesome.
And I will
Okay,
be
so
posting a link inside general chat if you guys would like to join. I'll be posting that towards the close of the AMA. So for everyone to join, and we'll start at about 15 minutes after the AMA wraps up to give you guys a chance to get logged in and kind of navigate the waters.
So if you don't already have Clubhouse, you can download it through that link and then you'll automatically be a member of the Billionaire Zombies Club. I absolutely love it when we go to Clubhouse and I see an entire stage full of party hats and zombies. It's like the coolest thing ever. So Clubhouse is a very critical point that I think we need to leverage more because that is where a lot of NFT discovery for new people, Twitter Spaces as well, but especially Clubhouse, because on Clubhouse, you have a lot more dollars. You have very big investors on Clubhouse, big collectors, and that is where a lot of the conversation and discovery happens about NFT projects. So I want to make sure that we start doing that more regularly. I'll do mod training for anybody who is interested in leading rooms on Clubhouse. We'll do a whole mod training and we'll talk to you about what are some of the topics, like the best topics to get new users on Clubhouse is things like buying your first NFT, how to set up your crypto wallet, like all of those safety and security things that make people really nervous about taking the plunge. We do rooms on those. Like I ran a 10-day Doge room and 99% of it was like, how do you set up your wallet? How do you keep it secure? How do you buy it? Like, how do you onboard? What can you do with it? All those kinds of things. So we'll do some mod training over there and schedule that. We're going to have a whole editorial calendar set up. And so, we definitely want community involvement. We want to showcase case studies, especially because I'm doing this article on, buying your first NFT. So case studies of people who this was the first time they ever got crypto, minted, and joined a community. Like those are the stories that really resonate, especially out there with the mainstream consumers who are not already necessarily crypto friendly. So those I think are really big. And we're going to be focusing a lot on Clubhouse, Twitter Spaces, getting out there and really driving the message home of what Billionaire Zombies Club is, what the community represents. The fact that we did this Giving Tuesday drop, integrating with our charities. We're going to be doing some stories with our charities. If anybody in the community is a writer, this would be super helpful for me. But if anybody is a writer, I can get you bylines. So if you are interested in writing articles, I can get you bylines. I can get you published, in at least 15 different places. So please make sure you hit me up because we are going to have a writing room and a content room committee. So those are some of the other things. Mayor, what else were we talking about? We've literally been had like 5-hour discussions about what's going to happen on this 1 AMA.
I mean, we can even dial it in further after we know some more details, like when we iron out some stuff. But I wanted to maybe bring some people up to speak because I had some members that were trying to ask some questions. We covered
Awesome.
a lot of information. So
Perfect. Thank you.
Geoff,
Jeff.
what's going on, bud? How are you today?
Hey, I'm doing great. I'm watching the Bills try to win a game. I'm very excited about BZC. I'm a holder also. But I come from the marketing side of one of the recipients of one of the philanthropy efforts of Billionaire Zombies Club over from Leyline. And also,
awesome.
so I work with Leyline in marketing as well as Proof of Good DAO, which is working for Proof of Good and profitable philanthropy.
Nice.
And just really excited about the project and just wanted to say, let's continue the conversation with partnerships. And we can probably generate some writing resources and anything in terms of pull quotes, bylines, guest articles, guest speakers, interviews, podcasts, all that, and be certainly open to entertain those conversations moving forward. I think that you guys are already in speaks with Chris Tucker from my organization.
Yes, I think we are. So yes, that is awesome because we definitely want to leverage our partnerships and our relationships with our charities and make sure that we're doing these, collaborative articles and things like that. So we're being mentioned along with them and, all the good that they're getting to do and things like that. So that's super important. It's a great media point, but we're also doing really good work around the world and changing people's lives. And I think everybody should feel really good about that because that's kind of the mission statement. It's not just that we're here to have fun, we're here to do good as well. So I love that. And
100%. Yeah, I just wanted to chime in and say, love the project, love what you guys are doing, and love the way that you're breaking through the noise with philanthropy.
Thank you. Yeah, I come from a philanthropy background. I was a rainbow girl. Like I learned, nonprofit fundraising when I was 12 years old. So that's kind of integral in my DNA. Do we want to take questions and answers? Mayor, you want to start bringing people up? I'm letting you run the stage
right now. I just invited Adriana Guru up to the stage right now. I don't know exactly when there he is.
Hi. Welcome. Your mic's off.
He's just got to unmute his mic.
Oh, my bad.
Oh, no problem.
Yeah. When is that game being released? I was told about a month ago. I know you guys mentioned that it was going to be released sometime in January. Do you guys have any updates on that?
Yeah, I can speak intelligently on that. So we're forecasting for that to be, Q1, but not January. And I can't give an official date, but we're pushing for Q1 of 2022, but it will not be this month.
Okay, sorry.
One more thing. So the King's Council, like I said, if you do not already have your king, you might want to get your king because the King's Council is actually going to see a little sneak peek teaser at the King's Council meeting, and then we're going to release a sneak peek preview at some later date to the whole community. So if you want to see it first, you got to have a king.
It's going to be a pretty cool preview. I think one poet had a pretty wicked idea for a clip of a zombie shooting a gun. It's going to be pretty epic.
Perfect. That's all I got.
Awesome. Thanks, man. Would anybody else? I know A. Skelly was trying to get up on stage. Did you want to raise your hand?
If anybody has questions, feel free to raise your hands, and Mayor's going to push the buttons because I'm dangerous. I don't want to do the wrong thing. It's like early mods in Clubhouse would accidentally close the room or move a mod to the audience. I'm like, I'm not touching the buttons yet. You touch the buttons. Hey,
Gotcha. Yeah, A Skelly's up here with us, so we got a couple others that want to speak. So what's going on, A Skelly?
Hey, y'all, how's it going?
hey.
I was just wondering, basically, if we have plans to get on the spaces or what that will look like, other than just streaming the AMAs.
Oh, heck yeah. Just like I said, I want to have mods in Clubhouse running rooms all the time. We want to have people running rooms. We set up BZC DAO as a Twitter. So at BZC DAO, please follow at BZC DAO because right now I set it up, I think, yesterday or the night before. But we're going to actually have that be a collaborative, like that's where we're going to run official rooms through. And that way, all the rooms that are, we have an editorial calendar. So the first piece of this is getting everybody into these committees who want to run social media and want to be, leaders in running social things. So we can have them running them on their own channels as well, or if they want to run them officially, like through the Billionaire Zombies Club on Clubhouse or through the BZC DAO Twitter Spaces, they can absolutely do that. And we would love topic suggestions, and we really want the community to start taking ownership of the community outreach, because it literally does take a village. Like, just think of this as our baby, and it takes a village to raise this baby and grow this baby up.
Yeah, I'd love to help us be more present on Twitter Spaces. I'm definitely interested in helping out with that.
Awesome. I would love that. And I have a document for you guys as part of this committee. I'll give it out to everybody and do the training. I meant to do it through the Ambassadors Lounge, which I'll probably do too, but it's I used to run tweet chats, and we would do tweet chats for all the major shows. Like, we launched Scorpion, the television show, and we did tweet chats the whole first season. We did the Oscars. I personally had over 100 million reach, like, impressions just for that one Oscars telecast. So there's a way to do it. There's tools that you can use that makes everything better. So Twitter Spaces is awesome. Everybody's really picking it up, and it's starting to become more popular. I was one of the first people who got it because I'm a blue check. And it was very fragile, and I think I crashed it, like, I don't know, a dozen times. So I got a little PTSD over it. But I hear it's much better now. We can also do room names now. So they've made a lot of improvements. So I'm willing to go back. But the thing about tweet chats, and this is something that I don't think people understand, and the reason why, we do everything in Discord, right? And Discord is great. And we have a vibrant, like, on fire freaking Discord community. I love you guys. Discord doesn't get spidered to Google. Reddit does. Reddit, I figure, is very, very dangerous. So, like, teenagers are very appropriate in Reddit, but if you do something wrong there, they are also the first people to really create memes that go viral that are not necessarily positive. So if we have any Reddit experts in the community, I would love to have a discussion about some kind of Reddit strategy, because that Google spiders and sticks forever, and that might be really good. We have to discuss that in more detail. But tweet chats, the great thing about that is those also live forever. And it really only takes 4 blue checked people to trend anything. Could you imagine you log into Twitter and, you see on the sidelines what's trending? If it says BZC DAO or Billionaire Zombies Club, like, we can make that happen, but we can only do that not with a Spaces. We can do it with a tweet chat. So we could either do a tweet chat with the Twitter Spaces, or we could do a separate tweet chat where we literally just do a flash mob and just go to town and say, for this hour, this is what we're doing, and here's the topic, and then here's all the questions, and da-da-da-da-da. And I will teach people how to use TweetDeck. TweetDeck makes it easier, because I notice when a lot of people are responding or commenting and retweeting things, they're not using the hashtags. And hashtags literally drive the entire Twitter universe. So we want to figure out and strategize and put it in the editorial calendar and get the entire community enrolled in doing a flash mob tweet chat, because that will then put it on the sidebar and people will go, what? And then if we use the right hashtags and we plan it accordingly so we can have practice runs, but we plan it accordingly. Not only can we get Billionaire Zombies Club trending, we can drive that entire conversation into anybody looking at NFTs. So this is a big deal, but it is not something that I can do alone, which is why we've kind of postponed it until the DAO transitions, because we need the whole community to do it. So we are
This is
looking
not
for
a one-man band.
Huh?
Sure.
This is not a one-man band. It's not.
No, this is the village. This is the village. The baby needs the whole village. So so anyone who is interested in that, if social is your jam, or if you want to get into social, then there will be trainings. I am going to put some of the trainings up into, like, once you are registered on billionairezombies.com, there will be locked trainings that you can actually go to and watch, like, how to do this specifically for us, and then downloads and tweet chat planners and all these other things. But that's only if you have a zombie.
Okay. Well, does that answer your question, Skelly?
Yeah, definitely.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Growing it
We
together.
got NFT Baller was. Go ahead, Skelly. My bad.
No, it's all good. I was just saying I'm excited to grow that part of it and just grow together as a whole.
Yeah, and the great thing is, not only do you get bounty rewards for doing these things in BZC token, but you're also going to influence your own social media influence. And as your own influence grows, so does the whole value of the community, because that's a benefit for us to turn a bunch of zombies into influencers. Because I like organic reach, I like organic growth, and I love attraction marketing. I love it when people look at you and go, oh my God, I want to do what you're doing. That looks like so much fun. That, to me, is the highest converting engagement.
Let's go. Yeah, it's very exciting.
Yeah, and we've got some songs coming out. I'm working with Gianni Blue on an anthem. Let's fucking go. I cannot wait. I'm so fucking excited. I can't tell you. I had a 2021 goal. I wanted to release an album. I didn't get it done. 2022, gotta be the year. Gonna try and get it done in the first quarter, but let's fucking go. Like, this is gonna be just crazy, awesome, good. So if we have any other musicians, any other musicians, like, let's talk about this. Let's do something epic. Who's next? I see your mic is off. Hey.
How are you doing?
We had NFT. If we want to go in order, we had NFT Baller first, and then we can get with KeyX.
Okay, great. Sorry, NFT Baller.
Okay.
Thank
go.
Thanks, guys. Zombie Mama and Co, you guys are doing a fantastic job.
Thank you.
And amen to that. I hope you fucking release that early 2022.
Yes, right?
I know for a fact that we've got some musicians in the community. I'm not sure if they're at this number, but we've got some kick-ass freestylers, etc. But I couldn't come in at a better time. Zombie Mama, you mentioning it takes a village, right? I agree with you, and that village needs chiefs. You've currently got those chiefs sitting in our OpenSea MetaMask wallets, right? The moves that you guys are making is awesome, but I do believe that if you want to add value to the Kings early on in Q1, right, organize us in a structured fashion where we can vote on certain things, where we don't necessarily decide, but it counts as one vote as a person around the table in the decisions that you're making. Doing that will not only speed up the current mint, but at the time we could also make a decision. Should we cap the King's mint or not? I'm not sure what number we're on. Maybe you've got a certain target that you'd like to reach first. But I do believe you can add some value to the Kings right away with the moves you're making, with where you are, leaders on the Polygon network, fucking taking over most of the ETH projects. I sincerely believe there's an opportunity for the value of the Kings to play a role right away. I think that's the gist of it. I don't want to carry on. I can, but I believe you guys do have great heads on those shoulders. Yeah, I'm excited.
You literally just explained exactly how the King's Council will function. So the King's Council literally they do the committees, they make the decisions. The King's Council meeting, the very first meeting, the biggest decision that the kings have is what will be the price to mint future kings. And part of that discussion, and it will be a discussion amongst everyone, is the strategy behind that pricing model. So whether you want to have a lot of kings or a little kings, whether you want, so the fewer kings, the higher value, the more kings, I don't even understand why they would do as a bazillion kings, but yes, exactly. That is the key right there. And that is what all of the kings are going to decide amongst themselves, because they have to vote on that.
I agree with you, and I totally understand that 100%. What I'm trying to get across in the best way that I can is that I believe that you can even add some more value, right? Where we can count as a vote, not as the deciding factor on the current moves that you are making, so that you can have the community. You want the village, right? Here's the chiefs currently, because we've been honored with that role. Okay, let us get involved on that level. I believe you don't have to, obviously, we only count as one vote at the committee table. But I'm saying besides the mint price or the cap of the kings, which is fantastic, right? There's a lot more value you can add to those kings early on. Yeah, that's it.
If I'm understanding it clear, so like we had talked about, the kings are the ones that vote, but we were talking about potentially, getting the whole community involved in the committees and stuff like that, because there is talent outside of the King's Council. Just because they don't hold a king doesn't mean they don't have, special abilities that would help this project grow. So it was just an idea that we had tossed out, and I don't know if Zombie Mama can speak more on that, or if I'm speaking too much.
That is part of what the King's Council will decide. But I do believe that it is a benefit, because we do have some significant talent that are, pretty big zombie holders that are maybe not king holders. And we do want it to be, the voice of the community, the whole community, and not just a subsection of the community. But yes, the kings are the chiefs. And I would love to get with you one-on-one and discuss your ideas, so that we can really figure out how to integrate that into the whole formula.
All good. All good. I won't hop on and on, but all good, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
Thanks, buddy. Hey, Key X, what's going on? How are you?
Hey man, hey, what up? What up, Kings? How are you doing? Everybody doing good? Actually, I'm back. Yeah, I'm back with many questions. Like every AMA that I've been in, I have many questions. So please feel free to cut me through and answer each one of them. First question is that what is the total supply of the kings? Because I saw that there are 1,000 keys and we can mint 1,000 kings. But
I think I just looked. We have 700 currently minted. We have 719 kings minted and 1,000 keys in circulation. So that means, do the math, 281, 271 keys, or 281 keys left in wallets that haven't been found.
So you mean the king's total supply would be 1,000, right?
Okay, no, not exactly. So for the 2D keys, every 2D key can mint one king. That will be 1,000 kings. The King's Council will decide how many BZC tokens it will take to mint future kings from 3D keys. So that is an unknown at the moment, because the King's Council will decide that. And there are a lot of factors that have to be discussed ahead of time before they vote on that. So they have to understand how the number of BZC tokens to mint a king will affect the token price of the BZC token, if that, and how that interrelates and how that correlates. So there will be a whole tokenomics discussion about that. But the King's Council will decide when and how much it will cost to mint new kings, and when that minting will open.
Okay, got my answer.
Okay.
Yeah, so my next question is that how many time do we have left to submit our keys to get the physical keys actually? I don't know how many times we have left because I just
So
yeah,
you mean
because I
that
just got 3 keys. Yeah, I just got 3 keys and 3 kings.
He's asking about the
So
physical key cards, the metal key cards we were talking about. I'll let you speak until.
yeah,
okay.
yeah, exactly.
So that is in process, and we're looking at the physical keys and the programmatic of the physical keys. But what happens if somebody sells their key? So that's a discussion that we're actually going to have in the King's Council. So we'll do that on January 10th and have that discussion. So I would say at least until January 10th. And there is a registration form for everyone. We definitely don't have all 700 people who have registered. And I know that some people have more than one key, but there is it says S key on the Billionaire Zombies Club website. There is a Google form for you to put that in there. It also gives us an idea of the geography of all of the key holders. So y'all, we are global. I mean, like literally all over the map. It is crazy. I would have thought that, maybe because Axeman's from Singapore and, and the core team is in the United States, that, maybe that would be like 80%. No, we're like all over the globe. It is insanity. It's quite awesome how distributed we are as a community.
Yeah, I think I asked my question badly because my question was that until when we have time to fill those Google forms. I mean,
Well, that's why I
yeah.
said you have at least until January 10th, till the King's
Okay,
Council meeting. At least until
yeah.
January 10th. Yes.
And next question is that the King's Council meeting is going to be a physical meeting. I mean, in real world or just in Discord?
No, not with the way of the distribution of the kings. No.
Yeah.
No. It will be virtual, and we had hoped to be able to do it like quote unquote in the metaverse and super slick and cool. But this first meeting will be a little bit more traditional virtual meeting. We do have an entire dashboard thing set up, so we're going to be able to put committees in there and groups, and it'll be it will literally be where all of the conversation happens. So that it can actually be tracked and much more easily organized, especially when you're talking about distributed. You're going to have guilds, and you're going to have committees, and you're going to have discussions and threaded things that are much easier for those of us who really don't know how to push buttons on Discord. So we want to have, and we also have a lot of holders who are just not on Discord, who are king holders who have many kings, and they just aren't going to be able to participate in a meaningful way if we only had it on Discord. So that was a discussion that the team had where we were saying, well, do we want to have, a King's Council Discord? And I did not like that idea personally because it meant that I was not going to be participating in the conversations very often. So I think it's really important that we have it in a much more user friendly on our Billionaire Zombies Club. So it's a much easier way to organize all of the information. And also when you're looking at, running teams, like think of this as almost like not a corporate structure, but, when you're trying to get things done, you need the different teams to be able to have their own little silos where they can have their conversations, make decisions, share documents, all that kind of stuff. And then you have the general area where everything gets done and the timeline is there and the roadmap and all of that kind of thing. So that's how we're going to do it for now. And then we will be working on the whole metaverse piece of it to have some parties. I think it's easier to have a party in the metaverse than it is to have a meeting, in my personal opinion.
Yeah.
Having attended many metaverse meetings, let me tell you, it is much harder to organize in a meaningful way things, especially when you're talking about think of this like Congress. It is much easier to do it in the way that we're going to do it to get things done and effectuate action items. But partying in the metaverse is freaking awesome. As in, if you went to the New Year's Eve party, it's super fun to party in the metaverse. Yeah, party and play. But for this particular meeting, it will be in a different platform that's much more easily accessible to all ages.
Yeah, okay, thank you. And one other question. I heard that the castle owners get a free land on the metaverse, that their castle is inside that land, actually. Does this also apply to the mansion owners, or this is only for the castles?
Castles and mansions.
Okay, let's go.
Castles and mansions. And then there, and like I said, when we have these committees, there is also a committee, the game committee kind of thing. And that is where we're going to also look at, what other things we can add into it. Because remember, when we're talking about, the full on, 10-year vision that one alluded to and has actually dropped a couple of times, some knowledge bits there. It's going to be more than just 10,000 zombies and 1,000 kings. So, how to get to that and how we do that in a way that protects the core value of all of the assets while adding new assets and things like that. Those are very deep discussions that are going to be had. So, yes, mansions and
Yeah.
castles come with land. And then, of course, you want neighbors. You're going to want neighbors. So that committee will manage how we effectuate getting neighbors appropriately.
Okay, that's very lit. Actually, Zombie Mama, I heard you saying on the clubhouse last week that you don't own any mansions or castles, and your zombies are homeless. Actually, I can give you my mansion, and you can come to visit anytime you want in my mansion. Actually.
Thank you. I know believe me, I have a lot of people who are like looking for me to move in. So
Yeah.
it's good. But and there are a couple of mansions and a couple of castles that are for sale and things like that. But we have been absolutely fair and transparent. Like the founding team, like we did not take a founders round. We did not take anything. Everything is equal. We are all equal in this community, as one says, we are all one. So, that's a big deal. So the fact that I don't have a mansion or a castle should just tell everyone this is truly like a fair launch. I will be looking to buy some land and build me like the sickest thing you've ever seen. So that's my plan. But until then, as a homeless zombie, I will probably be bunking with a few people and go on a little
Yeah.
sleepover trip.
Yeah, I'd be happy to have you in my mansion. Actually, it would be my honor.
Thank you. I
Yeah.
appreciate that. I love this community
you
so
so much.
much. You guys have been so wonderful to me.
Yeah, thank you. I know I talk too much. I know I've asked so much questions, but this is my last question, and I promise I'll go away after it. My last question is after the previous AMA that we had last week, actually, we heard that one said the zombies without weapons, the zombies that in the picture they don't have any weapons attached to them, usually named as no traits. We somehow treat them as no traits. Some of them actually. He said that they will have some sort of problem in the game. So is that problem fixable by the weapons that are minted with the crystals, or are they gonna
Hells
stand
yes.
against any? Okay.
So if you've looked at little backstory, and none of this is gospel because obviously this is going to be decided by the community. But in a previous months ago, I discovered this blockchain called Chromia, and one of the funnest, coolest, sickest things that they could do was your NFTs could wear NFTs. So it was specifically built for gaming, and you could literally buy a weapon that worked 3 times. You could buy a weapon and use it once, and then you could sell that NFT to somebody else, and it still had 2 more lives on it. Like there's all these really cool tech things that are being explored, but again, the whole idea of being able to lease a zombie, so you're not giving up ownership of it, but you're giving somebody a rental capability of it for playing a game or whatever. But then also the ability, it opens up the idea that in this earning capacity, the play to earn, that you could potentially earn new weapons that you could then bring with your weaponless zombie that's all technological. One poet should be the one to do that, because I am not a video game player, full disclosure. But in a perfect world, that would be the solution for that, I believe. Again, not gospel. Since I'm not the player person.
Yeah, I know. And so we can somehow say that if you play with your zombies and you go with into missions and into the game, they're gonna somehow rank up, something like they get upgraded with every mission they go. Can we say that is true, or uh, somehow in a way? I don't know. I don't have any idea about the game still, but I think that would be a great idea. If you, for example, if your zombie gone through 10 games and it could upgrade itself, so get new weapons, get new, for example, things that each character should hold. You know what I mean?
I think I do. So you got weapon. So the meta crystals that you minted, if you minted a weapon, right? Now the DAO we're going to be minting weapons. So that is like kind of like your key when you minted your king, right? If you have a weapon, then you can mint a weapon, which I believe you're going to be able to choose what weapon you want for BZC tokens. So you can mint assets. Does that make sense? So you are going to be able to mint weapons that you can use in the game. Having that meta crystal that you revealed as a weapon allows you to mint weapons.
Yes, exactly. Thank you so much, everyone.
You're
And
very
Crypto
welcome.
Jesus, I noticed you're here, Crypto Jesus. I'm so sorry for bidding very low on your zombies, man. Last week I was trying to snipe some things, and some of them ended up to be yours. And yeah, I'm so sorry for that.
It's not a big deal, man. It happens. It's business,
Yeah,
basically.
let's fucking go, man. Let's fucking go. Thank you, everyone. I'll just get disconnected from here.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, buddy. Does anybody else have any questions? I don't see any more requests.
But DeMarco unmuted, and I want to hear from DeMarco.
Oh, he did unmute.
Hey, can you hear me?
Hey, yeah.
Yo, so I just want to reflect back on one of his first questions about the keys. I don't think there's gonna be a time limit on that, because if people transfer it, then they're gonna be able to submit. So why would there ever be a time limit on the physical key?
It's not necessarily a time limit, but they do have to be ordered in large batches, and they do have to be programmed, and they do have to be shipped out. So while there wouldn't necessarily be a time limit, the procedural structure that we're trying to flesh out right now is, so here's a scenario, and this is the question that needs to be answered that is unanswered. This is why I proposed, and it was accepted, that we're waiting for the King's Council on this one, is because we found the cards. We can order the cards. They have to be programmed, okay? And what happens if whoever owned that key sells that key? How do we know? So that's the programmatic piece that we're trying to put in there. Now, there's an option in the meantime for us to do like a wallet pass, like a membership card kind of thing.
Yeah, where we can just cancel their card if they swap it, right?
Well, it would automatically. That's the program piece. So everything is mint gated anyway. So
That's for King's Council to decide, but that's kind of where I was alluding to earlier in the conversation of wallet passes.
Right.
Okay,
so that's
understandable.
how exactly. So that's kind of have the thing.
And if you're looking for music, Zombie Mama, look no further.
I know. I'm so excited because I was talking about it. I noticed you were on stage, and I was like, hey, I'm coming down the 24th to the 27th. Maybe we can do a little something. Just saying.
Mayor lives right down the street from me.
I know. So I'm a little excited about that. We're going to get this thing going.
All right. Well, I'm doing a giveaway too. So Mayor knows all about that, but we're gonna structure it a little bit different. It's gonna be a weekly giveaway, a zombie a week. So
Wow.
Yeah, we got something cool in the works. I think we
That
might
is
do it after the game release, giving an opportunity for people to come into the space, throughout the next, number of weeks.
very cool. I know that is a priority, is to increase the number of wallet holders. And the other opportunity that we have, so I've been working on ESTN, which is the Esports Tournament Network, for 5 years with that team. And they are doing a whole loot box giveaway. So one of the things we're going to talk about in the King's Council is, do we want to participate in that and have an ability to have a free NFT in that loot box? What would that be? What access would it give them? Would it be like 10 free gameplays? But obviously, if there's 10 free gameplays, we'd have to give them some tokens in order for them to rent somebody's zombie, that kind of thing. Is a whole discussion that goes around that, but we have a lot of partnerships. There's a whole committee on partnerships. We have a whole lot of partnerships that are on the table that need to be discussed and fleshed out. And we have to decide as a community if that's where we want to go. And those are the people we want to play with. But those kinds of giveaways, it's an awareness campaign, but we have to look at the tokenomics of it and how that works. So that's another committee, is the partnerships committee. But I love the giveaway idea.
Me too. So, you have anything else, DeMarco?
was just wondering how you guys felt about me presenting Trust Me Vodka with maybe a one-off art and try to get
I had
a
discussed
bottle.
that with you the other day. I think it's a bitchin' idea with the zombie on the bottle.
Get it. That shit
Get
will
it.
go nationwide.
Get it. Yeah. So yeah, hit me up. Let's figure out that, because when we do anything like that, I want to make sure that that's why we have this whole partnerships thing. There are going to be a series of contracts where, whatever it is that we're doing, we want to make sure that it's on brand, but that also that we have the right licensing agreements that go out, so that everything's really clear and we know what the royalty structure is and all that kind of stuff. And it's just I'm a compliance legal person, so I really want to make sure that we do it right.
So the way Trust Me works, it works a little bit differently. They kind of more like sponsor local artists and support them. So we would actually get a piece of the pie. They wouldn't be touching anything of the NFC.
Sweet. Okay, yeah, that is definitely the kind of partnership things that we're looking at. Mayor and I had discussed, and I actually brought it to the growers, having a custom line of pot. I want it approved by the community
that was
first.
Blade the zombie. I think one of the members was talking about that. They're a weed grower and they wanted to do that.
Yeah, and I have one of the biggest.
Who's a weed grower?
He's in the audience right now. He can he'll be on Clubhouse with us.
Yeah, but I have also one of my clients is one of the largest growers of boutique super high grade weed. I don't smoke pot, but I have a lot of pot in my circle. And so, I brought that to them and they were like, yeah, we could totally do that. So they might be interested in that. Again, there's so many partnership opportunities, which is why we have to have a committee in the DAO to vet everything and go through it and make sure, we have a checklist and get these things done. So there we go.
So when are you going to be in town? So or just message me so I can actually set up like a real meeting.
Yes, absolutely. The 24th to the 27th. So we'll get that on the books.
All right, sounds good. I'm going to go offline here. You guys have a good day. Love the BZC Army. And all the Twitter and Instagram for the giveaway.
Awesome. Thank you. Okay. Hi.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yep.
How you guys doing?
Sweet.
So good.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to say, I'm appreciative, and I think the majority of the community is very content with pretty much everything you guys have done, and I know I am, because I look at things from like where we started, and I think that like I don't know. I guess because I'm super realistic too, and I think someone brought up a good point. They were talking about because we're on like Polygon, and I think I'm not sure though because as like I look at things, I can't. All right, I'm trying to look at things from someone who's like a newcomer who comes in versus me, where I'm like I'm a power user, and I know a lot of people on here. Majority of our community are power users. They're power users of crypto, NFTs, art, creativity, whatever it is. You know, look how many people we have. They make music. They do all kinds of stuff. Like a lot of people, obviously, if they don't have the time for that, they're not on the internet like that. They're not, which is awesome because that gives a lot of, I guess, well, forward thinking for one, but it puts you kind of like ahead of the curve. Especially with today's day and age. So I think, and that's why like sometimes I was typing in the chat and I was like, I think I'm all for like everything that you guys have done, but I think sometimes I'm like, I don't see anything being talked about like the original collection, where we came from and what drew everyone in. And I don't know, is that like,
Well, we should let
you guys
Trey
have
talk
anything to
about
speak?
that. Trey should talk about the original collection. Hey, buddy.
Because like we all love
Here's the thing,
everything.
I think,
I like,
you guys hear me?
yeah.
Can you guys hear me, first of all?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Absolutely.
Okay. So let's talk about that. I thought I was trying to figure out where you were gonna go with that, and this is where, okay. So are you talking about in terms of people on NFTs let's just talk about NFTs in general. So one reason why maybe people are flipping zombies and whatever, the floor price is what it is because it's so cheap to operate on Polygon, right? So
Yes.
if you've ever
fees.
used if you've ever used any of the other projects, mostly everything's on ETH, and to breathe with ETH, it costs money. It costs a gas fee. So that's one thing. But going back down, let's talk about what it is, what attracted us all. A, it started with the dope artwork. B, we learned about the King's Council. C, we heard about this play to earn video game, which is going to be insane. And then to top all that, we have our own metaverse. We need to realize that this whole thing is not a flipping project. This is a long-term a long-term project. So we need to educate ourselves and others, and remember, get back down to the basics. You guys, this is a huge plan. This is not a flipping NFT project. You see what I'm saying? So, and this is kind of leads into something in the general chat. So when I get people on board and they want to learn more, the thing about it is they come in, they want to learn about zombies, they barely get involved in Discord, they go into our general chat, and it looks like a frat house. Okay. A lot of that is fun and it's great, but I think that we need to have maybe just like an information section.
Yeah,
And
100%.
going on to like the website and reading like the white paper, people don't even know. I'm talking about new people in crypto and in NFTs in general. They don't know what white paper is. They don't know how to get on Discord and go to official links and go to that. But if there was like an information section, we were like really business forward and just purely, people have kids and they can't just leave their general chat open on with like the cum guzzler, stuff.
I said,
Yeah,
look,
no,
unsupervised frat
exactly.
house is fine, but I don't want to see any more fisting gifts. Okay.
I'm all for that. It's just I don't mean to cut you off, but that's what I say. I'm all for that. It's funny and everything. But I'm a power user. A lot of us are power users, and that's what I was trying to get to. I feel like there is as much as we know what's going on, we understand the value, we understand everything that BZC has to offer. The people that are coming in are these new people. It may seem overwhelming. I don't know, but they might just not know. They may just like be so
Exactly.
new,
Okay,
that
so that's the
it's
point.
just a deterrent because they're just like, what is this? It's so cool, but how do I get this? And then someone tells them, well, you need a key. And then they
And
ask,
that's
well,
the
how do I
point of
get a key?
opening up Twitter Spaces and opening up all the
Like,
clubhouses to get us to that point where we're getting that community outreach that we need. We can reach out to the masses because Discord is one space of information and it's a cluster. If you don't know how to navigate it, the waters, you'll never figure it out. But I'll let Zombie Mama speak too. But I think she was going to touch on that.
I just wanted to add like a suggestion.
I was just going to say, and I'll get to you in a second. That is the whole reason why. So the great part about Polygon is that OpenSea does Polygon. OpenSea will allow you to buy with your debit card. It's awesome, right? So I really love that part of it, because even though we have a lot of power users in our community, if you look at the wallets, a lot of these people, this was their first mint. This was their first experience with an NFT, which is amazing. And that's why the articles about how to buy your first NFT are so important. And that is a really killer thing to get them onboarded. And by doing the Clubhouse and the Twitter Spaces, and by especially running newbie rooms in our Clubhouse, we're going to get all of these people who are on Clubhouse who keep hearing about NFTs. We're going to get them enrolled, and we're going to teach them all of those things that they need to know, because the power users know how to do it and they know how to navigate Discord. But we want to make sure that we get everybody educated ahead of time. And that's what that whole outreach campaign is about.
Yeah.
So I agree.
And then one more thing I was going to add on to that is, so for instance, like I've said it a few times, but I've been on the internet for so long that I kind of understand like all walks of life, and I'm almost 30, but so I kind of grew up like I got it. I don't know. I've been on the internet for probably like 20 years or something. Like I was like on stuff where there was microtransactions in games, that long ago in like 2005, like the first of anything. So all this to me is it's like so. What do you say? It's just like secondhand, but then I always try to put myself in these people's shoes, and I think about it, I'm like, okay, so I understand all this. What I'm seeing though, because I spend like a lot of time, let's say on Twitch, I see for instance, like Andy Milonakis is someone that I've been following for a long time, and he's like, he knows who I am, everything in chat. I'm not like I'm just a chatter, so I'm not, I don't know him personally, but just from whatever. And I even asked him the other day, or when was this? Like 2 weeks ago, I asked him if he had a BZC, and he said no. But the way he said it, it was like he had heard of us, which was kind of cool. Because I was thinking, I know he's like heavily invested in NFTs now, and that's pretty much all he talks about. But he's someone that's like it's like someone like that community. When I see even he released an NFT, it's like he had a whole bunch of people where they pretty much, when they minted, I don't know how he got everyone to just like delist. It was like some crazy shit.
I was going to say, Craig, we can continue this conversation on Clubhouse too.
Yeah. I don't mean to like. I'm just giving like an anecdote to my life and my experience of what I've seen, of how like certain communities do things, and I feel like I feel like we even have a stronger community. We're not just here because someone has clout or because we're feeling like, oh man, it's just, we're holding on to this one little, golden boy that's going to take off for us. And like, that's giving us our power and giving us our clout. You see what I mean? It's like, there's so much more than that.
So what you're saying is that he would be a good partner to try and bring in more people. Yes. So
people like him, they preach about community, and that's number one to why things become successful. It's like Gary Vee, things like that. Obviously that's like, but those are like, it's like their community is straight, which could be good for us too. Is like power user community targeted instead of only, because newcomers is like, it's kind of hit or miss, right? They're either going to get it and then they might not be invested. Maybe they're in it for just a quick flip. When you find someone who's been around, or you find a community that's been, it's like they know that you don't even have to tell them, which is, I just feel like it's so hard to get, unless you really like,
we got a plan.
I got a plan, and I can teach you.
We got a plan.
Yeah,
we got a plan.
Yeah. And then I wanted to get Tag Life on. He's been sitting up here for 20 minutes. I wanted to get him a chance to speak.
Sure.
Hey guys. I wanted to add real quick back to what Crave My Rave was saying about it being a lot of information for new people to learn. Yeah, we are working on those like Polygon help videos and whatnot, but maybe we could also put together like a quick 1-minute video that kind of lays it out all pretty easily.
Yes, we're definitely going to be doing that, and a lot of those. So thank you so much. And we're going to go to Tag Life.
Perfect. Thank you. Hey, everybody. I just wanted to say thanks for everybody being a part of the community. It's great having my zombies and having the king and being a part of the Discord and seeing where it's all going. I had a couple of questions about like the differences between like the version 1 of the game and the version 2. And like I know that the version 2 is going to be in the metaverse, and it's probably going to be like open borders where we can like explore and do stuff. But I wanted to know if like we would be able to like do that sort of thing in the first version of the game, or is it going to like exclusively be like fighting in the battles?
So the plan is that the first version is play to earn battle royale style, and then moving into the full game. So that has always been on the roadmap. So that is what is being developed at the moment.
So with like the Hummers and the mansion and the metaverse assets, like what role will they play in the first version?
They will not be in the first version.
Okay, perfect.
The metaverse assets are in the metaverse. The first version of the game is with the zombies and the kings.
And the kings, they're not going to be playable characters in the world, right? Or will you be able to like walk around the world as a king?
Oh, I believe you're going to be able to walk around the world as a king. The whole idea was, remember, the kings are the authority and the zombies are the power. So
exactly.
Yes, that was always on the roadmap. So yes, thank you for clarifying.
Thanks. That's all I wanted to know.
Awesome. Snipe.
Hey guys, how's everybody doing? Everybody's doing
Fabulous.
I just had a question. What thought are we giving into the in-game economy using the tokens? Is there a game that you can kind of say is similar, such as the Tarkov type setup? There's been spin-offs of that have done extremely successful using that model. I feel that that type of setup allows people to use the currency every day. And I don't know, that's basically my question. What do you foresee the in-game currency, the BZC token, buying and purchasing? Is it all going to be NFTs, or can it be, say, I don't know if you guys are familiar with Tarkov, but say the traders sell different items, as well as there's a private flea market that is by the users.
Okay, so that is a hard question to a non-gamer who has absolutely no reference point. So I'm going to table that for the King's Council and the Game Committee. I know. I hate that I can't. I hate that I can't answer that question for you. But you are literally talking to somebody who the last time I actually finished a game was Doom 30 years ago.
Gotcha. Yeah, I feel that's going to be the most important aspect of whether the game on ramps people quickly and keeps them, or they on ramps them and then they fade off. That end game economy is going to be the most important thing.
I will tell you, there will be an in-game economy. That's as good of an answer as I can give you right now. I hope that's okay.
That's fine. I appreciate the time.
I will always give you an honest answer.
I appreciate that.
Even if it's I don't know yet or not my lane.
Yeah, no, I'm excited for the growth. I mean, there really isn't, I'm involved in a lot of different NFT projects, and there's not another example of one that has rewarded the holders as well as it has. I mean, I minted on Halloween and
Oh, you mentioned on Halloween. That's awesome. On opening day. Yes, I will tell you, people keep trying to correlate to something else, and I keep trying to explain there's no correlation. A matter of fact, if you look, you see a lot of other NFT projects basically adopting pieces of our roadmap, or if not outright trying to do that. So I'm sorry, I cut you off. Go ahead and finish your story.
No,
about minting. Minting. I love hearing these minting stories.
I was the first holder of more than 10. I minted the first mint. I minted 10 because we got 10 free on Halloween. It was 1-to-1. And then I still hold all 52 of the ones that I did when mint finished, and I haven't sold any. Don't plan on it either.
We love hodlers.
It's awesome. Hey, Snipe, real quick. If you know, remind me what that project was that you were talking about, that game.
Tarkov.
Just-
I have
yeah.
roughly 5,000 hours on the game, so I can
Okay,
inform
if
you of
you
whatever
know,
you
if
need.
you have some takeaways from that, and oh, this worked for this, and like maybe Zombie Mama or myself might not know exactly what that is, but if you do, write up those bullet points and send it to me or Mayor or one of us, so we can kind of like go off of something and see what, because I might not know, we might not know, but the structure of it is what we're looking for.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah, that's the most important thing. It breeds
And
player
that goes
engagement.
right, and that goes to all zombie holders. Like if you see something, and that's kind of what Zombie Mama was saying in the beginning, if you see something or have a talent or whatever, let it be known. Like we want to know what's going on and who can do what and what can, you know. So anyways, yeah, like take notes from that and then a bullet point or however you think it is, and then send it over so we can see it.
Yeah, that'd be great. I'll probably attach a few YouTube videos that can familiarize you with the way it works first, and then that way you have a basis of understanding for the presentation.
And that is perfect, and I would love to have you on the game committee as well. And then wait,
Well, I
one
was
more
gonna
thing.
add something to that. So I'll let you speak, Zombie Mama. You
Okay.
go.
And also, just so you know, the game team was developing games like when I was playing Doom 30 years ago. Like we have a really freaking high quality team. So all suggestions, we definitely want to put all of those suggestions out there. We want to have a discussion. We want to bring in the devs and have a discussion with the devs about, what we can and can't do or when we can do it and how things work. And that's that whole tokenomics discussion. It is absolutely perfect. So I definitely want you in on that. I love suggestions. Again, I always say, look, I'm not the gamer and we're building a game. This is why it's going to take a village to do this thing up and do it like the most exceptional way possible. And the dev team just said they want you in the King Council Game Committee. Pretty please. I added the pretty please.
Of course. And yeah, to any zombies that play games, I mean, I have 25,000 plus hours I've been playing for 25 years. And the knowledge that you gain from just playing games and being able to see what works and what doesn't and what attracts people, what catches meta, that stuff's really important to the team. Not only, I mean, if you have played a lot of games, let people know that you can offer opinion on whether things are good or not, because that is the people who have the time will understand why or why not it's good. Because you can't add things that are OP. Anybody who plays Call of Duty knows any update, one gun is going to be ridiculously overpowered. There's good and bad to that. It's good for their end because they make money on the skins that are attached to that new gun. But for the players, it's not as enjoyable.
Yes, and all of those things are absolutely critical. My child, he's 18. He has probably just as much about that many hours of experience, and lectures me constantly. And I catch maybe 30% of what he's saying. This is why it's so important that we have these guilds and we have these committees and we have people who actually have this really deep understanding and knowledge about how one thing will affect another thing. Like you just said, that skin's great. It's great for them, but it's not necessarily great to play with them because the other players, it's not as enjoyable. Those kinds of contextual analysis are critical to the game development. And this is why we need all of those voices in these committees. If you have expertise in something, it's really critical that you participate, right? Because it's just going to make everything better. So you just gave the perfect example of why the DAO is going to freaking crush every other NFT project.
Definitely. I agree. That's all for me. If anybody else has any questions, I'm sure I can think of another one if I'm given time.
Thank you so much.
We've got 4 hands up, so.
Yep. Bring them in.
Okay, so let's basically say we got the hands up. We're going to bring them up, and we're going to leave hands up for maybe another minute or so. So if you do have a question, raise your hand. Otherwise, we're going to finish up these questions, and then we're going to move over to Clubhouse, where we'll have more of a discussion. So if you're not already a member of Clubhouse, you can go down to the Clubhouse channel. The link is in there. Download the app. You'll be a member of the Billionaire Zombies Club automatically. And we're going to move over there, and we're going to have a much more rowdy, collaborative, not AMA necessarily style. It's going to be an after party. So let's keep going. Mayor, who's next?
Blade, do you want to kick off something? Or you want to kick it off in Clubhouse? Or you want to tell everyone here?
Hey everyone, just wanted to say thanks everyone for coming to AMAs, and just want to add in that I think we all should do our best part to, try to grow the community a little bit more every day. Just by posting on your social media does a lot. I've been doing that a lot more often every day, and I've noticed a big difference in just seeing the growth. With doing the giveaway, I did one on Christmas Day, and it was really nice to do that. Made someone really happy. But I'm doing another one today. I actually got over 300 entries in it, so it took me a while to write everyone's name down and input it in the wheel. I'm gonna go ahead and spin that shortly after we get started on the Clubhouse. I just want to get more people involved and get more people into the into the Clubhouse, or if we do it on Twitter as well.
I wanted to
Also,
add that, yeah.
I wanted to let you know that there's a tool that we're going to be implementing for some giveaways that you might want to look into. It's called Gleam, GLEAM.io. So anybody who wants to run giveaways, it's a great way to get people to do particular things, just like we tell them to do on the Twitter, but it actually calculates whether they did it or not, whether they tweeted, whether they followed, whether they retweeted, whatever it is that you want them to do. And then it'll also do that random pick for you as well. So it's much easier than having to write down everybody's names.
Okay, cool. I appreciate that. I will use Gleam for my future giveaways. I really think it's awesome that more of the community is starting to give away as well and trying to get newcomers into our awesome opportunity that we got going on. So just if you're able to do something like that, or I think of it as like our metaverse assets. That's something I want to probably give away to the community. I love the idea of bringing on new people on board that don't have a zombie. So for my next giveaway, I think I want to make that a requirement. Just to try to just only let people enter that don't have zombies. So that'd be nice.
Yeah, I would say, if you're going to give away a zombie, make sure they don't already have a zombie. And if you're going to give away a metaverse asset, make sure they do.
Yes, that's something else.
You touched on socials. So I think we talked about this briefly in the last AMA, but we want to end each AMA with doing a quick Twitter and Instagram raid. So it's very simple. I'll post the links. You just go there, like the post. If you can, comment too, but at least get on there. Just click like. It takes 1 second. We've got 100 people in here. If we start blowing up our own posts, it could make a big difference. And that BZC DAO Twitter, we got 25 new people just from this AMA, but that's still only 1/4 of, what we could really be doing here.
Yeah, I just really recommend us to try to get together on, we got 104 people here right now. If we all get together on Clubhouse right after this, or Twitter, our growth can happen really fast together. My biggest Twitter space that I had was only like 50 people, but I was in one that had 10,000 people, and it was just amazing to see that many people in a space. So it can get really big, just by all of us doing it together and tweeting it out, or if we plan it accordingly on certain days and times. By doing a giveaway as well, that attracts a lot of attention to certain spaces. Just a great way for all of us to talk to everyone at the same time.
And so the next time that we do a Twitter Spaces, I would really like to do the flash mob thing. I would like to make sure everybody knows what the hashtags are, and then do a lot of retweets. You can basically, when somebody says something cool, you type it in, tag them, and then use the hashtag. But I would really like to see if we could get Billionaire Zombies Club trending on Twitter when we do one of these spaces, and a flash mob will definitely do that, because we used to trend pretty much. We're called the Twitterati, and I will bring them in for this when we do a planned Twitter spaces. But we are so good at this. Like, we could trend anything in 20 minutes. So it is absolutely, there's a way to gamify all of this to really amplify our public knowledge and awareness. to the mainstream consumers, and that will bring in a lot of fresh blood and introduce a lot of new people to NFTs. So I love this. I wholly support it. I'm the social devotee, zealot, evangelist. So I think that's a great thing, and definitely on the social media committee. Go make sure you get to be a part of that when we do the King's Council. Volunteer for that, and it'll be awesome.
Yeah, I really agree with everything you say, Zombie Mama, and just we have a great project already in the works. So all we need to do is just really spread the word, and the more people we get on board, the friends and family that I've got on board is great. You can just really do a lot by spreading the word on social medias, and yeah, best of luck to everyone who entered my giveaway. I really appreciate it. It's not just for to give back. It feels really good for myself to do that, but it's also nice to be able to hopefully change someone else's life. That I know a lot of people that entered my giveaway don't have zombies, so that's really who I would like for someone to win. But best of luck to everyone, and yeah, thanks for having me up here. It's nice to just get out and talk. Last week was my first time actually doing my first Twitter space, so I kind of was nervous and still am. But once you just do them more often, you build confidence, and it just gets easier. So it's easier to talk to new people, bring them on board. And just want to give that, share that advice with anyone that wants to start doing their own spaces to get new people involved.
And there's a great tool that I used. If you go to my Twitter, which is Adryenn, ADRYENN, I pinned it to the top, and it says, I did a thing. If you click that, you're literally going to be able to see my NFT gallery, and it literally drops you into my King's gallery, and it's all the zombies. And if you hit in the upper right-hand corner, it will take you to that tool, and you can make your own free gallery as well. I have found that is a great way. I've gotten a lot of DMs from people that are like, oh my God, that's so cool. What is that project? And so it creates a lot of interest, and it's a cool piece of tech that's free that you can use to display your zombie collections. They've got a bunch of different ones, and some of them are smaller than others. Some of them are free, some of them are paid, but there's a lot of different metaverse spaces there, and they can walk around the gallery. It's very, very cool. So that's another free way to amplify the project and showcase your collections.
Yeah, definitely. I'm going to go ahead and take advantage of that free tip and start doing that. It's pretty awesome to show off your zombies that way. And yeah, best of luck to everyone. I'll let someone else take over and ask some questions. And just wanted to say thanks